Hey guys, Jonathan Soto here, back again doing another movie review, and today we will be reviewing, let me just find it here, Seed of Chucky. Now if you guys remember last week, I reviewed Bride of Chucky, because I'm continuing my series of Chucky reviews before the second half of Chucky Season 3 comes out. So here we are with Seed of Chucky. Now, Seed of Chucky, like Bride of Chucky, is a very popular child's Chucky movie, and I'm sure a lot of people have come to it. And even if people aren't horror fans, someone must have like come to Seed of Chucky, and I think even children have seen Seed of Chucky too. Yeah, I've seen these Chucky movies at a very young age, so yeah. So do I like Seed of Chucky? Eh, yeah, it's fine. It's okay. I mean, I don't think it's bad like most people say it is. Like a lot of people like really hate this movie. Like they call it like the worst Chucky movie, like one of the worst horror movies. I don't think so. Like I don't think it's like marked as that. Like I don't think it's as bad as most people say it is, but it's not really a great movie either, you know? But it's definitely like I would say enjoyable. Like it definitely has its enjoyable parts. It has like its enjoyable moments, like its fun moments. It has its parts, and it has its characters. I mean, the characters like aren't like great, but they're solid. Let me think. What should I say? Let's get on with the main protagonist of this movie, which is Glenn. Glenn, the child of Chucky. At first you would expect him to just be like a serial killing child like Chucky is, but no, he's not. He's actually the complete opposite of what Chucky is. He's actually a sweet boy who doesn't like violence and who just wants to be loved, and you really feel for him a lot. Like I do really feel for Glenn in this movie. He is definitely like the best aspect in this movie, and yeah, he's not annoying like some people say he is. I think he is. He is cool. He has his cool moments. He has his pretty like terrifying moments too, especially like the way he looks. Like a lot of people say that Glenn is like so ugly, but don't judge a book by its cover, because he's sweet. So yeah, and he definitely has like a good bond with his parents. I mean like they're psychos, but it's their kid. Like they know they have a kid, so they try with him. You know, like they try with him sometimes. Yeah, and what was I gonna say? And he does grow in the movie. I mean, like his mindset kind of grows on in the movie, and he starts to realize more about himself, and he even ends up going crazy at one point. Yeah, he's a good character. Um, and then we get on to the Chucky's. In this movie, I feel like Chucky isn't like as much of a star as he is in all the other movies. Like he is definitely in this movie a lot. Don't get me wrong. Like, he is in it a lot. He has this huge role, but I feel like he doesn't have like enough like screen time like he did in the other movies. Like I feel like in the other movies he had like a much bigger presence. Like you felt him more. Like this is Chucky. Like he's like the star. But here I would say the star is more on the lines Glenn, cause Chucky like he's not like as like I don't know how to describe it, but he's not like as a star in this movie as in the other ones. Like I would say this is definitely the movie where we see like the least of Chucky, you know. But it's still fine though. Like it's still fine because Chucky he's still cool in this movie. He still has his fun moments, his funny moments, and what else? Yeah, he's still really crazy. He still kills very like he goes down when he kills in this movie still, and Tiffany too. Anything else? And yeah, and they even brought him back with the stitches too, so that was cool. And I just like how he like in the movie, like they're trying to set a good example for Glenn, and Glenn doesn't really want to like kill, so he's telling them not to kill people. And Chucky is really against that. Like he does not want to go for that at all. And uh, what was I gonna say? And you can just so tell that because he just doesn't give a shit at all. Like nobody gives him orders but him. He is a pure psychopath in this. So yeah. And what was I gonna say? So yeah, Chucky, great character, and then Tiffany. Tiffany, Tiffany, this is definitely like the goodest incarnation of Tiffany we've had. Like, Tiffany, yes, she is very psychotic. Don't get me wrong, especially in the TV show. But here, you kind of see like the good side of Tiffany, which I like. In Bride of Chucky, we definitely saw her bad side, but here we're seeing more of her good side now that she's trying to be like a good mother figure uh since like she was loved by her mother as well, because she still like brings up her mother in this movie with her advice. And I even love that one part in the limo when she's like, my mother used to say, once is a blessing, twice is a curse, you know, with getting babies, and that is so true. Anything else? Yeah, Tiffany, like, she tries to, like, not kill in this movie. She even, like, goes on, like, she even studies, like, how to not kill, like, how to, like, be, like, less insane, and she's trying to set a good example. She definitely had her moments here, and, like, but I just love that part where she still goes and kills Redmond, and she goes fucking down by just ripping out his fucking guts. For someone who was trying not to kill, like, that was pretty fucking, like, crazy. Uh, anything else I should say? Anything else I should say about Tiffany? Yeah, she was cool in this movie. And then we get on to this is where people like kind of get weird. Like this is where like the movie starts to get a little weird in some aspects, and like everyone knows that too. And that is the character of Jennifer Tilly in this movie. I mean, she is a good character. Don't get me wrong, but the whole concept of like Jennifer Tilly, like she already plays Tiffany in the movie, and she already played the human version of Tiffany in the last movie, and so we have the character of the actress of Jennifer Tilly playing herself. I don't know. It's weird. Like it's weird on its own, but if you look past that, like if you just look past that and just see her as like just being another character, then she's fine. She's a solid character in this movie. She's just goes through like what actors go through, or like what normal actresses go through, like trying to like lose weight, but she can't control that because she just has to go for the sweets that she loves the most. Like God knows, I even have that same problem too. Anything else I should say? What else was I gonna say? And she's even trying to like prostitute herself to be in a role of the Virgin Mary. Yeah, she just goes through those normal actress phases. But as the movie goes on, like you start to see she is really scared of these dolls, and she just wants to go back to her normal life. But she does have a cool like little like friendship bond with Joan, her assistant, her secretary. They do have a nice little friendship going on, and that's the person she mostly goes to, like when she's in trouble or something like that. So yeah, Jennifer Tilly is a fine character in this movie, and then we get on to Joan. Yeah, I was just talking about Joan. Like she's very helpful in this movie. Like even though like at one part Jennifer Tilly even gets her fired, she still wants to go and help her out. Like because Jennifer calls her and she hears like screaming, and she's still worried for Jennifer even though she's not working with her anymore. And even when she was working with her, like being very helpful, like helping her with her fan mail. Yeah, she's like the best assistant you can ask for. So yeah, she was really sweet in this movie too. And anything else I should say? And she did not deserve like what happened to her in this movie at all, which I'll get to later on. But I'm just gonna say like that was too harsh. Um, any other characters in this movie? And then we get on to Redmond, the director of the movie that Jennifer's trying to star in. Redman is funny. I mean, I don't know if I know any songs by Redman. Like, I don't. I mean, maybe, but maybe I just don't know that it was him that performed the song. But Redman in this movie, he was a funny character, and he had his really funny moments, and yeah, he was definitely like one of the more comic relief of the movie. And I don't think there's really much to say about him other than that. But he was a fine character. And then we get on to the chauffeur in this movie, Stan. Yeah, Stan was his name. The chauffeur, he was okay, but I mean, he didn't really do much, and honestly, you could have just done the movie without him, cause literally all he would do in this movie was just go like, Jennifer, I love you. Jennifer, I love you. Jennifer, I love you. That's literally all he fucking did in this movie. That's literally like his whole fucking character right there. And yeah, which I just found that to be funny. Like I just found it to be funny. Like he's such like a misleading character. It's funny. Anything else I should say? I think that's all the characters in this movie. There wasn't really much characters here. Oh wait, and then there's also the photographer too. I mean, he wasn't really a big character, but I heard that that actor who played him, he's actually gonna return in Chucky season 3 as the good guy doll creator, which I'm pretty interested in seeing how that becomes. Anything else I should say? And that part with him with the acid, god damn, like that looks gross, and yeah, that scene did go down. Anything else I should say? Oh yeah, and that scene was funny when he was taking pictures of Tilly's house and he saw Chucky masturbating. He was like, "Dig in, mini meat." uh, anything else I should say? Oh yeah, that's where I get to my flaws in this movie. This movie has like some unnecessary, like gross shit to it. Like it has some unnecessary sexual content that it's just like ew. You know what I mean? But it's like there's this whole like thing in the second act. I mean, just I mean, the way this movie starts, like the way this movie starts is just sperm going down the fucking screen, and it's gross. Like it's like, does the movie really have to start off like that? And then there's the second act where they're trying to impregnate Jennifer Tilly with Chucky's sperm, and you literally see it all like gushing down from like this little pipe they have or something. I don't know. Like the movie does get gross at times, and you could have taken some of that stuff out because I thought it was just unnecessary. Anything else I should say in this movie? Um, anything else I should say? What else should I say in this movie? Oh yeah, let's get on to the kills in this movie. So yeah, this movie is very gory, obviously. Even like when Chucky and Tiffany like first come to life, they literally decapitate a person with string. And oh yeah, and I will say this movie did have a bit of emotion in it, like with Glenn and his mother, like mainly with Glenn, which I already said, but yeah, I would say those aspects of the movie that are trying to be emotional do work actually. But yeah, like that one scene where Glenn first meets his parents, like that scene was a little emotional, I would say. Anything else I should say? Anything else I should say? And yeah, the kills were cool, and then like the ending, in the hospital. All right, let's talk about the climax now. So the climax in this movie, there are two climaxes. The first one in Jennifer Tilly's room, and then the other one in the hospital room. The one in Jennifer Tilly's room where they're trying to like put their souls into their bodies. That whole climax was pretty cool, and Glenn even going crazy, turning into Glenda, like the psycho girl. And yeah, and and I would Glenn was the dead last person I was expecting to kill Chon in this movie. Like, how can he like it's so funny though. A sweet boy kills a sweet lady. Like, damn. And when she got burned, like I felt so bad. Like that she did not deserve that. Like I said. Anything else I should say? And then there's that whole scene where Chucky gives that iconic speech where he's like, "What's so good about being human anyway? I'd rather stick to a possessed doll. I'm one of the notorious slashers in history, and I am Chucky the killer doll, and I dig it." That was an iconic speech by Chucky, by the way. I love that speech. Pretty horrifying, and no one can pull off a speech like that better than Chucky. Anything else I should say? And then we have yeah, after that Tiffany leaves Chucky, and then Tiffany still is trying to put her soul into Jennifer Tilly's body in the hospital, and she succeeds, which was pretty unexpected. Actually, like I think Tiffany was the only person who ever is one of the only like horror icons that actually succeeded. So Yeah, and that was pretty cool how she actually got to transfer her soul into Jennifer Tilly, and then uh, Chucky like swing Jennifer Tilly inside Tiffany's body with the axe. Oh yeah, that part was pretty cringy, I would say. Not gonna lie. I mean, yeah, when Chucky burst through the axe and he burst through the door with the axe and he says, "I don't know what to say." I thought that was funny, but this next scene here, it's not even funny how cringy it is, and that's the scene where Glenn does karate on Chucky. I think everybody knows that scene is cringy. Like that's where most of the main flaws of the movie come with, and that is one of the main flaws I can definitely agree with as well, because that was just cringy. It wasn't even funny. You could have taken that scene out of the movie too. Um, Anything else I should say? Oh, but it was cool the way Glenda killed Chucky, where he just like chopped off all his limbs and then chopped off his head. Yeah, and he finally like killed. Actually, it was Glenda that. I mean, I think Glenn and Glenda have like I think they're like two different people in the same body, and then they just get put into two different bodies or something like that. I always consider them to be two different people, but it was more on the lines Glenn who snapped and killed him rather than a like a Glenda coming out and killing for its main purpose, if that makes any sense. But if I when I get onto my review of the TV show, I'll explain that better. Anything else I should say? Oh yeah, and the way the movie ends, with the hand coming out of the box and Glenn is a human. It is cute how Glenn actually became a human, but they've never really explained that ending. I think that ending was just meant to be a joke, but I mean, not just that ending, but they've never really explained how Chucky came back to life in the next movie, in Curse of Chucky, which I'll get to. But I'll get to that once I talk about Curse of Chucky. But I'll just say like the ending was fine in this movie. It was a solid ending. What was I gonna say? And you definitely like do root for Tiffany like succeeding this time. I think that's it. I think that's all I have to say about Cedar Chucky. Yeah, it's fine. I would rate it a solid B. Yeah, a solid B seems fair. Yeah. So, bye, and see you all in the next review.